Organize Me Radio, episode 27, Organizing as a Family Business. I'm Naeemah Ford Goldson. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Organize Me Radio. I'm Naeemah Ford Goldson, and today's guest is the owner of Passion Organizing and my cousin, Alexia Ford. Welcome, Alexia.
Thank you, Naeemah. Thanks for having me.
I want you to tell everyone how you got your start in the organizing industry.
So let's see. I want to start by saying that I worked in corporate America and I found myself kind of dissatisfied with what I was doing. And I expressed my dissatisfaction to a friend of mine. And in so many words, he was like, well, quit. And I didn't know exactly how I would go about doing that, but I also had a lot of coworkers that would come by my desk and they would see how organized everything was. And they started to ask me, like, can you come and organize or can you come and clean my place? And after I thought about it, I'm like, sure. And so I started to do organizing jobs for people that I knew. And I found that I was really good at it. And I found that it was something that I actually loved, enjoyed doing. And I realized that it was actually a passion for me. So, along with what a friend of mine had stated, I just took all that information and, with the support of my family, I made a conscious decision to quit my corporate job, quit my second job, and launch Passion Organizing.
So you've kind of turned this into a family business with your kids helping you out. What role do they play in your organizing business?
Well, I will say that my daughter Teresa, she played a larger role than what she actually does today. She actually helped me to build Passion Organize into what it is today. She was my operations manager, as well as she would sometimes help me in the field. But at the end of the day, Passion Organizing is my passion. It's not her passion. She does medical ultrasound, and she currently is taking 12 weeks away to pursue her dreams in being able to travel and do ultrasound at the same time. But whenever I need her, all I have to do is call her, and she's still here to support me. When it comes to my son, I call him my muscle. Jalen
Mhm.
is definitely the one that I call when I have jobs that I know that I'm going to have a lot of items that are kind of heavy that I need to move from one place to another, or even when I'm short staffed, I know that I can call on my son to ask him to assist me. And then my mom is my Ohio savior. She holds down my Ohio clients, and I also call her the clean freak because she can notice a crumb on a clean marble counter, y'all.
Mm.
But yeah, so my mom, she maintains all the Ohio clients. And I also want to say that my staff are additions to my family. I always say that you get two families in this world, the one that you're born into and the one that you create. And
Mhm.
so I'm creating an extension of my family with my girls.
I love it. So when I started organizing, I also had help from some family members. My husband Eric, he helped me a few times. Although there was one client that I had where he said something inappropriate,
It
which
happens.
I was like, no, what are you doing? We're not in a bar. Don't say that, And then my sister Ariel used to do my social media, and I miss her because I need someone to take on my social media, and I miss her so much. But what is your dynamic like with your kids? Is it tough for you? Because as a business owner, it seems like you're working constantly around the clock, right? So how do you turn it off? How do you separate that family from work?
Well, to be honest, it's very, very hard. I would say that my daughter has definitely helped me in this area when it comes to her, um, because she felt like she lost her mother once she
Mm,
started helping with the business.
mm.
I even remember a time where she posted on social media that she felt like she had to schedule an appointment with her mom in order to
Aw.
get mom and daughter time. And that saddened me because I didn't know how to juggle. With me, this business does not stand. And so coming into a new state, I have to do any and everything that I can to keep it afloat. But I never meant to make my children or my family feel like I was neglecting them, but technically I was. So now we've created this non-work talk time,
Okay.
where when we have conversations and when we get together, we cannot discuss work. Now, I've added on some staff, and with staff comes a lot of changes. And so now I actually find myself working a lot longer hours. I may get up at 6, 7 in the morning and I'm on the computer. I go work in the field, and then I come home and I am on the computer a lot of times until my eyes just cannot stay open anymore. That makes it hard, I think, sometimes for my son, because he may come in trying to get my attention, and I'll be like, hold on, son, give me just a minute. And I find that that minute turns into an hour, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But when he comes back in again, that's when it's like my cue to go on ahead and put it down. So I'm a work in progress. I'm getting better and better each day, but I'm not 100% there yet. I'll be honest. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'm all ears.
I need those suggestions too because it's just like being a business owner, it really is, especially like a small business owner, it really is hard to find that balance between, work life and
Yeah,
family. So, girl, I'm right there with you. So, if you guys have good ideas, let us know because we
just
need.
let us know.
Okay, so Alexia, you moved your business from Ohio to Atlanta. How are you able to do that? It seems like you've built up a clientele pretty quickly. Um, has it been going smoothly? How were you able to handle that move?
It has been very challenging. I will say that I was scared to death, you guys. I had wanted to move to Georgia back in 2015, but becoming my grandmother's legal guardian, it put that on hold. And then my daughter got married and decided she was going to move to Georgia. She got married in September, tells me in December she's moving, and January 5th she was gone.
Oh my
And
God.
I was looking like, what's holding me here? I want to go too. So I made a quick decision to move to Georgia during the pandemic with really no clients, no job, no anything. And I just basically took a leap of faith, and I trusted in God to basically help me through, because I feel like He's brought me this far. He's not going to leave me now. And I will say that I want to say I moved here June 3rd, and September, I had such a high client base that I could not maintain all my clients on my own. And when I recognized that September was at the time, my highest month, I think I grossed about $9,000 on
Wow.
my own. And I was just like, whoa, I can afford some help.
Yeah.
And so I brought in some help. But one thing that I noticed is that it is a continuous process. And if I start to slack, if I start to, you know, take away from business a little bit, I can see a decline in my clients. And I figured out why. Most organizers organize in 3 to 4 hour increments.
Mhm.
Well, I organize usually in 8 to 10 hour increments because I prefer to get the job done as quickly as possible so that I don't have to continuously come back to the same space and retouch up what clients may have messed up during my departure time. And so, for that reason, I have to actually replenish my clientele much more often than your typical organizer because I'm completing the job a lot quicker. So every day, posting on social media, spreading the word to people that I talk to about the business, and more people have luckily been able to hear about Passion Organizing and search for me by name.
I love it. So then what's your specialty?
Someone else asked me that question. I had to really think about it. And I feel like I'm good at organizing all things. I think it's just the way that my brain works. And so no matter if it's a bead store or a auto shop or a home, I have the ability to be able to organize it in my mind. But what I can say is I think that I prefer kitchens and closets. I think that's my preference and that's what I really am good at. But I think I specialize in organizing everything.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Being that general home organizers, that general home organizer. I prefer closets myself. They're just fun and their possibilities are endless. But I
And
love
colorful.
it. Yeah, right, right. So your business, in addition to organizing, your business offers cleaning services. How do you distinguish between the two with your clients?
Well, I want to let the world know that Passion Organizing offers not just organizing and cleaning, but also packing and unpacking services.
Okay.
But if I had to explain it in the shortest version, I would say that look at cleaning as using chemicals to clean the surfaces and your floors. Literally, the cleaners are coming in to just make sure that they clean your counters, clean off your shelves, clean your floors, wipe the outside of your appliances. The process of organizing is taking all of your belongings, all of your items, and pulling it out, separating your items by category, checking to see if your items are expired, if they're broken, if they're missing pieces, things like that. And then creating a specific space, creating a home for all of your items to be housed. So cleaning and organizing is very different. And one thing that I do want to make sure that I say too is that if you are contacting a cleaner for your home, but you have a lot of items scattered about throughout your home, you may want to contact an organizer to get your spaces organized before getting your spaces cleaned, because otherwise you're wasting your money. Cleaners are only able to clean what they can easily get to in the small time frame that they have. So if you have things scattered, contact an organizer before contacting the cleaner because it's very different.
That's good because I feel like there are still a lot of people who are trying to understand the difference between cleaning and organizing. So,
Yes,
right.
a lot of people contact me and ask me for cleaning services, and I get there and I'm like, I can't reach your baseboards. You have 100 items on your counters. I can't get to the surfaces that need to be cleaned. And I want to be able to give you what you're paying for. And so, with that, we have to be able to get it organized.
So then when something like that happens, do you upsell them an organizing session instead? Or do you reevaluate? Do you reschedule? What happens when they have too much junk for you and you can't actually clean it?
Well, I'm already there. They're already on the schedule. I don't necessarily want to turn them away. So I basically explain to them that there's only so much that we can do within the time that we're there. And I do tell them that, in my professional opinion, that they do need organizing. And I basically go in detail with them about the process of organizing, what the estimated rate would be for the organizing. But since we're there, we do try to clean what we can. And I let them know that we can only do so much. If we can't get to your baseboards, we're not going to be able to clean your baseboards, but we're going to try to clean as much as we can. And luckily, I have a great team of girls, and we've been able to go into some homes that were very challenging with the amount of stuff that was there. And we were able to leave the clients 110% satisfied because they had not seen their homes that clean in a long period of time.
So then what is your organizing process like? You mentioned that you like to organize in 8 hours. I can't do beyond 5 hours. So what, how does your process start?
Well, I think for me, because I'm used to working 2 to 3 jobs at a time, working 8 to 10 hours is not hard for me. Um, I usually, because I'll have the girls with me, we'll take like a 30-minute lunch break at about hour 4. And so it kind of breaks it up a little bit. But basically, we go in, we decide which room that we're going to start in, and we basically try to take everything out of a space and we organize it into categories. Depending on how big the job is, I bring what I call my sorting totes that actually are labeled keep it, toss it, donate it, and we begin the sorting process. After we have sorted all the items and categorized it, we then decide which space we're going to put the items in, and if we are going to make it functional, which is the process of not using necessarily containers, or if we're going to make it Pinterest pretty. Pinterest pretty is just that, making it look picture perfect and using organizing supplies that usually consist of bins or totes, baskets, to make everything look organized, functional, and pretty. And once we've made those decisions, we put everything in its home, and then voila, we have a finished product to be able to reveal to the client.
Okay. So then getting back to your kids, when they help you out with your business, do you ever face any challenges? Have you faced any challenges with that? And then on the flip side, what's your favorite thing about them being there and helping you out?
So with Teresa, I would say the only challenge was um, we are we come from very strong, dominant women, and so yeah, we kind of like to make the decisions, and so it at some points became a little challenging because she would want to make a decision as an operation manager, but I would want to make a decision as the owner.
Mhm.
And so sometimes it was challenging, but we always ended up coming to an agreement because I think that I'm very good at explaining and getting my point across. And then with Jalen, I would say the only real problems I've ever had with Jalen is the problems that I think all of us adults or all of us parents have with our children. And that is usually getting them to stay off of their phone. Time is money. I say if our clients are paying us to come in and do a service, we are supposed to perform that service as quickly as we can to the best of our ability. So, constantly picking up your phone and having it in your hand and texting or talking on it or watching YouTube is not acceptable. So, I would often find that I would decrease his pay because I
Mm,
was like, you were on the phone too much. Stay
mm.
off the phone, you'll get your pay. But continuously stay on the phone, then you're going to see a decline in your pay. But I will say that now that he's turned 18 and he's actually had to work outside of me because I did force that so he could see that my processes are not just my own. I've
Mhm.
adopted them from being in the work field. And so now he understands a lot better. Um, the benefit to having my children work with me or having my family work with me as a whole, I will say is the quality time piece. My love language is quality time. I am the type of person that I love to be around my family. I love to be around my friends and those that I care about. So being able to have them with me, even though we're working, to me, it's still spending that time. And we get to laugh and we get to joke and be serious at the same time.
I love it. Okay, so my favorite thing to ask, what are your favorite organizing products?
So I love Better Home and Gardens cube organizers. I have several of them in my home. It allows me to put them in different spaces to use for organizing when you don't have a lot of space. Like in my new home, I do not have a linen closet. I was able to take a cube organizer and put it in the hallway, and I'm able to hide my washcloths and towels and things like that. And you can pretty much buy them in like 2 cubes or 16 cubes. So they're definitely able to be used in different spaces. They have different finishes, and I just love them. I also love the Better Home and Gardens airtight containers that you can put labels on and use them for your sugar, your flour, your beans, your nuts, whatever it is that you choose to put in them. And I also love the Container Store multi-purpose bins. They are made very tall and narrow, so they work well for if you have like the lotions and things like that that have height to them. And then they are made where they kind of curve down to make space for the plumbing pipe that is usually up under bathroom and kitchen sinks.
So tell me now, what is your greatest achievement as a professional organizer?
I would say that being able to step away from a high paying corporate job, being able to step away from my second job of 15 years, and able to maintain a better lifestyle with this one job, this one career versus working 2 to 3 has been my greatest accomplishment. I am able to work a fraction of the time and still make what I made working 2 to 3 jobs. In a year that I've been in Georgia, I have been contacted to do 3 magazine articles. I have commented on several blog posts. I've been offered to, or asked, shall I say, to do a podcast. And so I would definitely say that being able to find myself and do what I love to do for me and in a fraction of the time.
Alexia, that is so great. And thank you so much for being on the podcast. I've been wanting you to do it for a while. So thank you for agreeing to it. And tell everyone how they can find out more information about you.
Well, thank you for having me. And you can definitely look my information up. I'm on Instagram as well as Facebook at Passion Organizing. You can locate me on Google. I also have a website. And then if you want to read my articles, you can find the articles under my name, Alexia Ford, at Hey Black Mom and Shout Out Atlanta.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And be sure to tune in next time for an all new episode.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for joining me today, and make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. And remember, get organized, go further. You're listening to Organize Me Radio. I am Naeemah Ford Goldson.